And I know who I'm in business with. I didn't go into business. I don't do things randomly. You know, I operate by design, not by default. Okay. I live my life by design, not by default. I orchestrate my life. Okay. And I know how to predict the future. I predict the future because I create the future. I'm creating it today. I predict that I'm going to make, probably, you know, multiple six figures selling houses just in my neighborhood. Okay. Why? Because we got 2,000 homes here. I didn't even know when I moved here. It's like 1,900 homes. And last year, there was 100 and it's 5% turn. So there was a little over 100 homes that sold. And I know I'm gonna be selling 20, 30 of them. And I'm talking about like not even a 2-minute drive to the furthest one away. You see what I'm saying? So I already know that. So because that's what I'm creating. Welcome to the Success with Listings podcast, where we help you get success in the real estate game the easy way. Now you can get off the roller coaster of feast and famine and out of the rat race of competing with every other agent in town. Hi, I'm Knolly Williams. I took over 1,000 listings during my first 10 years in the real estate game, and in this podcast, I show you how to have success with listings. Let's go. What you want to do is you want to give people reasons to trust you. Because what's the number one thing they don't do? They don't trust you. Okay. And that's what this pre-listing package really is all about. When you meet a person, they already trust you. Did you know that, and some of you guys have studied this, when you meet a person the first time, it's quite awkward. When you meet them a second time, how does it feel? My wife and I just had a party at our house. We've been here a month and she's already planning, she's a social butterfly. And we had like 13 people over. Most of them were her classmates. And there was a couple of them that I had met them already. Okay. So, but it was the second time that we've met because they've gotten together before. And it just is different. It hits different. And there's in sociology, they have a word, they have a description of it. But when you meet a person the first time, it's very it's awkward. It's just different. But when you meet them the second time, you feel like, oh yeah, hey Stephanie, what? Yeah, what's up, girl? Like, you go to a place and you've seen the person again. So this is actually what I'm doing for you guys is I'm creating a second meeting. Because when you have a pre-listing package, when you have which is the next thing we're going to go to, the pre-listing video, it's not next, it's not like next week, but it's going to be the next part of our training. We're going to do, we did the pre-listing book. We did the pre-listing package. We're doing that now. We're going to do the pre-listing video. Every single person here is going to have one. And guess what you're going to do? You're going to share your video with the class. Yes. So yeah, that's what we're doing. That's how we're doing it. Homework is called. I'm gonna do a brand new one. I'm gonna do a fresh one and everything with you guys. Okay, the chat is. I got something in the chat. Oh boy, yeah. Yep. And so what's happening, Jackie, is when somebody gets your book, they get your pre-listing package, they watch your 3-minute video, okay, and when you meet them at the house, you're meeting for the second time, okay. So then when they answer the door, hey, Jackie, hey, how you doing? Come on in, okay. It's not like, hello, hey, pleased to meet you. Yeah, come on in. What are you going to show me? No. We're friends now. This is different. Okay. It hits different. All right. So what we want to do, since we want people do business with people they what? Know, like, and trust. So they're already going to know you. They're already going to like you because they've seen your video. Who could see Stephanie Wilbanks in a video for 5 minutes talking about what all, she's so cute. And you're like, oh, we just like her. But do we trust her? That's a different question. So now I want to give you reasons to trust me. Okay. And a lot of times if a client has trust issues, I'll actually go over this document with them. But your homework this week is going to be to study the document and come up with 10 reasons why people should trust you. Like, why should they trust you with the sale of their home? You're asking them to trust you with their most valuable asset. like you're asking them to trust you with their life savings. How many of y'all know that most people have their life savings wrapped up in their home? You know, the majority of their wealth is in most people is going to be in their house. And so you're asking them to trust you with something that they don't even trust their kids with. Like they wouldn't even trust their kids with the sale of their home. Okay. So you're asking them to trust you with their most valuable asset. You got to give them reasons to do that. And so what I put down obviously is going to be different from what you put down. Okay. So I put, for example, Nolly knows Austin, just talks about the fact that I've been here a long time. Top of the pack, since I am one of the top, I can use it. If you're not one of the top, what are you going to use? What are you going to say? What do we do if we're not the alpha? What do we do? What have I taught you?
Utilize your senior partners.
That's it. Just point upward. Just keep going up till you find, So yeah, if you're not top of the pack, you're still going to be top of the pack because, hopefully you're in business with the right people. I mean,
Hey,
I
Knolly,
when
can you
I
give us
hmm,
could,
go ahead,
could,
Jim.
could you give us an example of what we could put it in there for top of the pack?
Yeah, so you have an upline, right, Jim?
That's correct.
Yeah.
Yep.
So basically, and you don't even have to use top of the pack. You don't have to use any of these. When you're going to use ChatGPT, and hopefully I will get to that in a minute. And hopefully you've already trained it. If not, we'll talk about how to train it. And you're gonna come up with 10 reasons why people should trust you. This is a reason that I give, but it may not be Jim Hess's reason. You see what I'm saying? You don't even have to use that. But I use it because I can, and I think for some people it's important. Okay. So if I was brand new in the business, well, guess what? I partner with Kevin and Fred. They sell 300 homes a year. What am I going to put in there? My senior partners and I sell 300 homes a year.
Okay.
You- So, I feel like, and I've been training for a long time. I was just talking to Paul about this. Um, I left active productive sales in 2014 because I was bored. I was just bored out of my mind. Okay. It was like rinse and repeat. Like, selling, selling 10 homes a month and all that. I was working 4, 5, 6 hours a week. Okay. It was just boring. And I really was up for a new challenge. And God was calling me into ministry, which is teaching. That's ministry. Okay. So I was obedient to the call. And one thing that I found is that as I've been teaching, I've taught hundreds of thousands of real estate agents. Okay. Is that somehow you guys have lost creativity. Like you no longer, when we're kids, we're creative. We have an imagination, you know what I'm saying? And I'm not downing anybody here. I'm just saying, as an observation, it's something that I've found is like, man, do people have imaginations anymore? I guess they don't, because you don't have to lie. Okay. If you've partnered, okay, like so you're part of Mentorship Masters, okay? I've sold over 1,000 homes. Okay. I'm part of the elite group of Mentorship Masters, and collectively we've sold over 1,000 houses. By the way, just so you know, Mentorship Masters sold 1,400 homes last year. Okay. So the reality is you don't, I don't, if you just got to know your numbers, but I don't say we sell 1,000 homes a year. I don't need to say that because nobody cares. Like if the fact that I personally sold over 1,000, I can use that. But if I hadn't, I'm going to go up. Does that make sense to everybody? Find out what your senior partners have done. I know what all my senior partners have done. You guys
So
should
we
know
could
who
use
your,
we could say Mentorship Masters sold over 1,400 homes.
yeah, anything that's true, you can say it. And the truth of the matter is, Jim, nobody cares, man. They don't care. They're not going to be like looking at you like, how many did you sell? No, that's not how it works. It just doesn't work that way. Let me show you, let me find this. Hold on. let me give me a minute to find this uh document. Let's see. Um,
I think that while he looks for that, I think the really awesome part of that is based on the last time I asked Nolly what how many agents we had, that's over 5 homes sold per agent last year. So that alone, when the statistics in 2024 were that 70% of agents didn't sell a single house last year,
yep.
I mean, those numbers are really impressive.
Yeah, that's a good point. That's a real good point. And also outside of that, if you look at Kevin and Fred's overall group, next level agents. So remember I said keep going up. If you're not finding what you need, you keep going up. Next level agents, I think, have 7 or 8 homes per agent average. Okay, you'd have to ask Fred, but he was just sharing that with us. It's staggering. We have a productive group. Let me see if I can find. Maybe Paul. Paul, look for that. Look for my chart. I have it on my phone, but I'm trying to find it on my computer. Look for my upline chart, Paul. And then when you find it, go ahead and share your screen and I'm going to show you guys what I'm talking about. So I'll have Paul look at that. That way I can continue with with class. Um, and then just let us know when you have it, Paul, and we'll switch. You can share your screen at that point. So let's keep going. But see, but the point is, Jim, a lot of times we get hung up as trying to mimic exactly what I'm putting as my top 10, and it doesn't matter. Okay, you're a school. If let's say each one of you, I could say, let me tell me one thing about yourself. Like, let me ask uh, Carol. Okay, Carol. So you were a school teacher for how long? Let's talk to you for a minute. You're muted.
17 years.
Okay, 17 years. And what did you teach?
Oh, I taught a lot of things: English, African American literature, Latin American literature, drama,
What age?
high school, middle school, and high school.
Okay. So obviously, if you know how to deal with middle schoolers, you know how
Hmm.
to deal with sellers. It's the same. It's the same thing, even if you taught kindergarten. Okay.
Okay.
So the reality is that would go on your top 10. 17 years experience working with, and you could creatively put that. You could say teaching as a teacher or as a leader in leadership. Okay.
Hmm.
Were you a leader in your school? I mean, did you lead the class or the students led?
The last 10 years, I was admin, I was assistant principal certified.
Okay. So you're a leadership, but even when you're in the classroom, were you the leader or were the kids the leader?
I was the leader. I was in
Okay.
charge.
So you have 17 years of leadership experience. Okay. That's one thing you'd put down. Okay. Then if you volunteered for anything, I mean, it could go, I mean, if I really worked at this, I'm sure I could come up with 100 reasons why people should trust me. Okay. I like spicy food. That's another reason to trust me. I don't know. I mean, I'm seriously could come up with 100 reasons, but you distill that into 10 and then but you got to get creative. Paul, you get that? Where's Paul at? You got it? Let me
Yeah,
let
I
you, let me let Paul share his screen. If you share yours, will it bump me off, Paul, or I have to stop sharing?
stop sharing for now.
Okay, let me stop. A big part of what you want to do, and this is very important for us, we're business people, okay? You got to know who you're in business with. I didn't just get into business with anybody. Okay, look at this list. I'm just before you blow it up, Paul, let's just show them this. I'm the lowest man on totem pole, literally. Okay, I'm the last one on the list, but also I've done the least amount of production. Okay, I did 1,000 deals. You know how much Kevin and Fred have done? Like probably 6,000. How many did Curtis Johnson do? 6,000. Look at let's blow it up a little bit, Fred, so they could, I mean I'm saying Fred. Let's blow this up a little bit, Paul, so they can see. So I know who I'm in business with. These are my senior partners. Okay. Every single one of these senior partners have done far more than I've ever done. Look at Michael Reese. This dude sold over 5,000 homes. Look at Jay Kinder. Let's scroll up to Jay Kinder. Chuck Fazio, they had an 850 person brokerage. And I have cell phone numbers to all these people. These are my business partners, okay? Look at Jay Kinder, okay? Jay Kinder, he sold he was the number 2 Caldwell Banker agent in the world, okay? Number 2 in the world, Jay Kinder, right there. All right. Albie Stasic. All right, look at this guy. He runs a 35-person team and he's killing it. They sell hundreds of homes a year, every year. Look at Cliff Freeman, number 1 real estate agent in Dallas. Okay. He runs a 30-person team. Look at Brent Gove. He sold 3,500 homes. Every single person on this list sold way more homes than me. Okay. That's why I'm in business with them. All right. And if I'm going after somebody that sells, which a good friend of mine, Dylan, he sells about 700 homes a year. So if I'm recruiting Dylan, am I going to go? I'm going to go up. I'm going to go to one of my partners that's doing like we have a partner that sold 1,700 homes last year. One guy, that's Andrew Franklin with his team. Okay, he did it with his team, not solo. But if I'm recruiting a team that does 1,000 deals a year, I'm gonna pull Andrew Franklin on the call. So you always leverage. If you haven't done it, you leverage those that have that you're in business with. Now, if you're in business with the wrong people, that's a whole nother story. We don't have time for that. All right. Thank you, Paul. Appreciate you bringing that up. And so I actually share this document with people. Um, and I know who I'm in business with. I didn't go into business. I don't do things randomly. You know, I operate by design, not by default. Okay. I live my life by design, not by default. I orchestrate my life. Okay. And I know how to predict the future. I predict the future because I create the future. I'm creating it today. I predict that I'm going to make, probably, you know, multiple 6 figures selling houses just in my neighborhood. Okay. Why? Because we got 2,000 homes here. I didn't even know when I moved here. It's like 1,900 homes. And last year, there was 100 and it's 5% turn. So there was a little over 100 homes that sold. And I know I'm gonna be selling 20, 30 of them. And I'm talking about like not even a 2-minute drive to the furthest one away. You see what I'm saying? So I already know that. So because that's what I'm creating. All right, let's go back to let me share back to what I was. So these top 10 lists, I'm hesitant to go through mine because I already know. Well, I haven't done that. I can't say that. I'm not there. I already know what you guys are going to say. And before I could say it, I couldn't say it. And so it was something else. Nolly nets you more. We talked about knowing what you net people. You could use this right away. You're following the marketing plan, more marketing for your listing. Okay. And we actually want to change this because we use List Hub to syndicate our listings, and pretty much most people do anyway. But I think now they're like 200 and something websites. But after you say 100 websites, nobody cares. Like it doesn't have to be 900. We used to syndicate to 900, and probably my luxury listings will because they go international. Um, you could use this one. Okay, Jim focuses on sellers. Okay, you get Nolly's entire team for the same price. Okay. And by the way, when I talk team, I talk loosely. Um, there's a video that I did that Paul, see if you can find it on our YouTube channel. It's called Every Agent Has a Team. And I'm going to prove it to you. Every agent has a team. Every agent has a team. And so I have a team now. I have an escrow officer. I've got a lender, preferred lender. I've got a handyman. I've got I've got different people that do different things. I've got uh, a credit repair guy. I mean, I got a team. Every agent has a team. It doesn't mean that you have other agents. Okay. Um, Now let's keep going. Let's go to, and we're looking at mine, but again, I want you to create yours. Knowledge succeeds where others fail. So when I first got into real estate, I did a lot of expireds, a lot of expireds. Okay. Um, by the way, that reminds me that did you guys know, not I know not everybody here is EXP, but those of you that are, that we have a choose your CRM option coming up. Do y'all know that? To where you don't have to use KV Core anymore. We're actually switching, Paul. I haven't told Paul yet. We had our team meeting this morning. I forgot to mention it. So we're going to Lofty, which used to be called Chime. We're going to switch from KV Core, which is now called Bold Trail. We're going to switch from KV Core over to Chime, which is now Lofty. But then there's another option that we give you as well. So if you're at EXP, you can pick between three different CRMs. You don't have to use KV Core. And so now the reason why I chose to do that, it just something about this triggered that. I think the expireds thing triggered it. Um, Now don't go switching because I'm switching. Okay, I went into Chat GPT. It knows me, and or she knows me, I should say, and I just asked her. I was like, okay, you know how I am. Um, I don't do cold calls. I don't do door knocks. I don't like to talk to strangers. Speak when spoken to, that kind of guy. And so, what is the these? There's here are the three CRMs. Which is the best one for me? And so, we might we maybe break that down in a future class. But so she actually went through and she said, based on I know how you are. This is going to be the best CRM for you. Okay. And so that's how I picked going ahead with Lofty. There's another one that we are using that if you're real heavily like a nurturer and you're really heavy on the SOI and high touch with your SOI, then that one's actually a better one for you. But I'm more of a marketer. I'm an internet marketer. And so as a marketer, I like to use a lot of automation. I like to use a lot of funnels. And I like to use a lot of triggers that are automated, and so Lofty's better for that. If you're liking to do more of the cold calls, door knocks, high D personality, then I think Bold Trail is better. So anyway, the point is, when I first got into real estate, I did a lot of expireds. And I was trying to figure out my expired tool as well, because you could use Vulcan 7, you could use Land Voice, or you could use RedX, the RedX. There's Vulcan 7, RedX, or Land Voice. And I was talking to a guy, Courtney, this weekend, and he loves RedX, but he's a cold caller. He's the type of guy that will sit down and he'll make 150, 200 cold calls a day, every day, and it doesn't burn him out. You know, that would really wear my energy down. And he likes RedX because RedX is perfect for that. And Vulcan 7 is probably even better if you're a big dialer. It's got built-in dialers and all that. But if you do more like I do, postcards and letters, which is actually more expensive, by the way, um, then it seems like Land Voice is probably a better choice for that. So 58% of the homes that I sell um, are or at the time when I created this were expireds. Okay, so if you don't have that, don't worry about it. Okay, leverage your upline. What are they doing? Find out what your people are doing, and find out some because you're actually going to be partnering with them. Uh, getting information or even co-listing some of these. If you're a full-time agent, brag about it because a lot of agents aren't. Okay. Um, I put licensed broker, and I'm finding that in some states, Stephanie, you may know this. Jackie was pointing it out that in Washington, where she's at, everybody's a broker. So it's not really a big deal. But in Texas, Stephanie and I know that in order to become a broker, you got to have 900 classroom hours. Okay. So that's a big deal. The reason why I became a broker is because, I mean, it absolutely does nothing for me. Okay. It's smoke and mirrors. I absolutely don't, I've not used my broker license for anything. I just pay more money every time I renew. I just renewed this month and I pay more money because I'm a broker. Okay. But the reason I got it was because I was going to start Knolly Realty. And, I ended up, going into business with Gary Keller. And then I joined EXP. So I never have used my broker license. But since I have it, I talk about it. Okay. So you got certain things in your past that you can talk about. I talk about the fact that I have over 20 years experience. Okay. And it doesn't have to be in real estate. It could be in leadership, like we talked about with Carol. Okay. So what your homework assignment is for this week is going to be to, first of all, if you haven't taught ChatGPT how to like if you haven't trained it, you got to train it. Okay. And Mieko shared that document that we got when I was actually with Mieko in Hawaii when Phil Stringer did the training, and he shared this document with us. And let me see if I have it up. Um, it's not one of these tabs. I'm the type of guy that has a lot of tabs open. Let me just pull it up. So in this document, Phil actually teaches you how to create or how to teach GPT. It's actually a great document. We've shared it with you before. And I believe we shared it on the last class, right, Paul? We put it as one of the resources. So let me go to the page where he. Okay, so this is the page. If you got the document, are these pages numbered? This is page 6. So it says train ChatGPT to fully understand your business. So all you're going to do is copy paste this into ChatGPT. Okay. So what it says is prepare to generate content for me in future prompts. Before we proceed, I want you to fully comprehend my business, customers, target audience, and goals. Base your future responses on my provided answers that I will give to you. I want you to fully understand my objectives for creating content. To achieve this task, ask me at least 25 questions about my business, customers, target audience, vision, goals, and any other necessary details to complete the upcoming tasks to the best of your ability. Your understanding is crucial for optimal results. So all you're going to do is you're going to take this. If you have not trained your GPT yet, most of you have, but some of you haven't, you're just going to copy it, paste it into ChatGPT. It's going to come back with 25, 30, however many questions. And then you answer those questions as thoroughly as possible. Like literally, all you've got to do is take the questions that she gives you, copy them onto a Google Doc, and then just spend your time answering those questions. Okay. You can actually dictate them in if you want to do it that way. That's another way you can do it. But be very, very purposeful in how you train your GPT. And with this document, with your top 10, just say, hey, I need you, after you've done this, you're going to go back in and say, I need you to create a document of 10 reasons why someone should trust me with the sale of their house. And if you need, you can ask me, questions about my, real estate related or otherwise that that will help you create this document. Okay. And you can upload my document and say, look at Knolly Williams' document as an example of the kind of document that I want to create. And then you upload mine as a PDF into GPT, and then it will create back for you one that is tailored to you. Okay. So that kind of helps make your homework easier, or you can do it by hand. This one I've actually done by hand. I didn't use any social media, any what do they call GPTs? They call them AI. I didn't use any AI. Actually, I didn't use AI on any of the pre-listing package or even on my books. None of that. However, I like AI. And so I'm actually going to go back through with all these materials that I've used and I'm going to run them through GPT now that I've trained it. And I'm going to say, hey, how can we improve this document now that I've trained it? I mean, I've spent, whew, I spent months training mine, months and months and months. And it knows me. I'm telling you what. I can just, anyway, uh, let's open it up for questions. Top 10 reasons why people should trust you. Let me just cap it off. This is one of the most important documents that you're going to have in your arsenal because people do want to trust you and you got to give them reasons to. Don't just assume that over the course of time they're going to trust me. No, I want you to read this document and trust me today because we got to work together. Okay, we're going to work together to get you home sold. Well, thanks so much for tuning into this episode of the Success with Listings podcast. If you are serious about taking your real estate career to the highest heights, making more money and helping more clients while working less hours and spending more time with your family, be sure to get your copy of my free book, Triple My Listing, absolutely free at successwithlistings.com. Now, you want to be sure that you subscribe to the podcast and check out successwithlistings.com to get your copy of my free book. Hey, I'll see you on the next one.